Today is the December 5th meeting, 2023 of the Berlin Board of Health being conducted on Zoom. Any and all people that wish to speak and or contribute will be given that opportunity. The meeting is being recorded for future review by people who cannot attend tonight's meeting, and minutes and so forth will be available. From that point, we can go right to the agenda.
Okay.
Bill, do you want to lead the charge with things that are high on your list?
Yeah, well, I guess one that's not on the agenda but has been addressed today is that complaint of the overfull dumpster at Highland
right.
Ridge.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I've spoken to Maddie on the Concom and Brian Clark up there, and the bottom line is it's going away tomorrow, so it's in our rearview mirror, hopefully, as of tomorrow.
Very good.
And the next is the First Parish Church water supply request to be declassified. Bob Bostwick, the DEP section chief, reached out to me and would like to meet with the board and the church folks to kind of really lay out what declassification might mean to them, all of the potential ramifications. So I thought they'd have us drive to Worcester, but he said that if we could arrange a Zoom meeting, that they would go that way. So I don't know, is that an option, Sue? A random Zoom meeting during like a weekday?
I believe we could work that out. Do you know what days are good for him,
He
or?
pretty much left it up to the board, and he said, we'll make people available. So, we don't need to decide right this second, but in the very near future, we should probably pick a day and a time, and we'll see if that works for them. I'll email, I think it's
Gary?
Nicole and Bob.
Does anybody have any particular feelings whether we do it by Zoom or in person?
Well, if you do it in person, you got to go to Worcester.
Well, it's not Boston.
A good thing it isn't Boston tonight, they say.
Sue, there are gates on leaving out of town, but I'm just
Well, I don't
giving you a
know.
hard time.
Did you see Berlin this morning?
I did.
Heard
It
about
looked
it.
like Boston.
This morning. The traffic was
Because of
insane.
the tractor trailer thing on 495?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, plus President Biden is heading into Boston. So
Oh, that's right. And
They
he was
shut
going
down
in,
the whole eastbound lane of the turnpike.
and he's going into Weston too.
Yeah,
Bill,
The whole
um,
road, not just the one lane. They shut down the whole road.
yeah, Bill, what was
eastbound.
that person's name from the DEP?
Bob Bostwick is the section chief for the water supply. Nicole, I think I might have her name here. Well, I won't say her last name, I can spell it, but Nicole's been the one that's kind of been reaching out to us, and I think that Small Water Systems has been dealing with, but Bob had reached out to me directly
Okay, I just
to
wanna make
ask
sure.
about a meeting. So, my guess is there'll be a couple DEP personnel, the board, myself, Donna, if you want to join us, and whoever decides to go from the church.
Which if we want to make Donna available to this meeting, which I think is personally a good idea, that means we're going to have to do it probably on a Monday because she works the rest of the week.
Or Tuesday, Thursday after 1:30.
Oh, okay.
I get out of work at 1 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it takes me half an hour to get home.
Will it need a whole board, Paul? The whole board, or
I think relative to the fact this is First Parish Church, we're talking water quality. I think the whole board should be involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
That way, we're not looking over our shoulders. We're not opening ourselves to, well, what did this member think? And if he wasn't there or she wasn't there, or whatever,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no,
And,
that's fine.
Bob,
Yep.
if I could just read she actually underlined this in the email. It says, prior to the meeting, please let us know what items from the tables, which again is the sanitary survey. There's a hard copy at the desk, and this is also on the email. What items from the table the Board of Health would require the First Parish to complete if they were to declassify as a public water system. So even though they go private, as you know, we're going to require treatment. But again, there are some other issues, let's say, that the state had required if they were going to remain public. So they're just asking if the board's going to choose to enforce any of those. And again, we would probably have to sit down and go through that document to decide.
And
Do you
that,
have a
that
copy of
document's
them?
sitting on the desk at the office, correct?
There's one hard copy on the rear desk, and I think I forwarded it to everybody, but that was
Oh.
probably weeks ago.
And
But
Okay,
it's
so
again,
that's a
Okay.
document that we really all, as much of as it's a pain in the butt, to plow through it, but we really need to do that. This
Yeah,
isn't a casual circumstance or incident. I think it's pretty important.
yeah, it's a 25-page document. A lot of it isn't necessarily applicable, but
Right.
it's worth a read through and see, what the board might decide to enforce at the local level if it does become a private well.
does everybody have a copy of that?
Again, hard copy on the rear desk, but by email, I think I forwarded it to everybody. But it is on the Berlin
Right.
computer. I could resend it.
Right, because okay, because I was gonna say I could scan it and email it, but everybody should have it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nicole
that's
sent it
that's a
electronically.
document that personally I want to read on hard copy.
Okay,
Because, it's to make notes or questions or whatever,
Yeah.
doing it online is okay, but maybe my brain isn't as adept at dealing with that. I just think that
Yeah.
we really need to be on top of this thing.
Well, Paul, call me old fashioned, but I'm a paper guy too. So
Yeah.
I was gonna say me too. Yeah, I don't know. Do you want, I'll make an
It's kind of
extra copy
foolproof
then.
at the end of the day.
yep.
So,
All right, circle back around to it. When should the board members get together and come up with a list of what we think we might insist on enforcing?
and I don't know if we can do that, or at least I'll speak for myself. I'm not sure we can do that until we read this document and really understand what the situation is. Unless, Bill, you have cliff notes relative to our situation.
Not really. I mean,
But I
it'd be
don't
wise
want
to
to.
sit
I don't
down
want to
and go
put that
through it.
on you. It's not all on your shoulders.
No.
The board needs to be up to stuff here.
But I'm back in town on Thursday. I don't know if that's convenient, but we could certainly sit in the meeting room and go through it. I mean, I don't think we have to call it a meeting. We're just reading a document.
Right. Making comments and so forth.
Yep. And then, like I say, next week I'm fairly available. I don't know about your schedules, but the state would probably like to do this sooner than later because the church has been granted an extension as requested, I think, until the end of the year. So I think that the state feels the need to give the church as much time as possible to make an informed decision.
Okay.
It would seem to me, I don't know, and this is just my thoughts, that we really wouldn't be in a position to meet with DEP until at the earliest, the third week of December. To give us time to look at this document, everybody read it, and bounce questions off of each other, and what's really important and relative that we ask the DEP as well as First Parish.
So we would have a meeting before then, right? One meeting just before then, or?
Well, that would be the your next meeting would be the third Tuesday.
Yeah. So whatever.
That
whatever's
would be separate from meeting with the DEP.
Oh,
we just-
definitely. Yeah.
yeah.
And maybe we could bounce around it, the meeting about what we read on the survey a little bit or whatever, and be able to talk about it if we set up that meeting.
Well, I think personally, I'm hoping to be out of town the week between Christmas and New Year's. So, I think we gotta get our act together before Christmas.
Yeah, and I don't think that's a good week to have any kind of meetings anyhow, Sue, because your schedule, that's a week when people do all kinds of things, travel, whatever. So it's like we avoid scheduling something that week that's important for sure.
So, our time is starting to quickly fly by.
Yes, it is.
Well, I
Um,
plan on seeing Bill on Thursday. I just gotta go verify my schedule. Because Kristen's got a lot of physical therapy every day.
let me throw this out. Today's the 5th. And between now and the 14th, I would like to think that the board could manage to go over the document. And maybe on the 14th, when Bill is in town, in the offices, maybe that's when we can convene to go over the items that we think are going to be most important, what items we might be willing or need to enforce with the church,
Okay,
and allow us to then meet with the DEP the following week.
well, I intend to see Bill this Thursday.
All right, just quietly.
Yeah, and well, as individuals, I mean, we can, speed up the schedule or whatever, but at some point, we should, as a group,
Meet.
meet.
I agree.
Does that make sense to everybody or anybody?
Makes sense to me. I'm
Yes.
just gonna go grab my schedule. And I'll join you guys in a second.
So that'd be the 14th, Paul, we're talking, and
Yes.
Donna,
For
you would,
us, for the local board and Bill to sit down
Yeah, I don't
and
think,
kind of go over this document, all of us together.
yeah, I don't need to be there for that, right? Because that's you
No, I
guys.
don't think so, Donna. No.
Right, I didn't think so.
oh, good, yeah.
Just the DEP meeting for notes.
The DEP meeting, yes, would be excellent.
Very good.
Bill, does that work for you, do you think?
Yeah, is that a Thursday, correct?
It is a
Yeah.
Thursday, the
Yep.
14th.
Yep.
And what time would you think, Paul, or?
Well, Bill's
Billy?
in the office at 8, I don't know, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm 8 to 9 for the public. Usually been busy, but at 9 I'd be all yours.
Why don't we do that?
Okay, we'll have to make sure Sue heard that.
You talking about me again?
Yep.
Okay, so we're meeting on the 14th.
9 o'clock, the board and Bill to review the First Parish situation,
Okay,
the DEP document, and to look at the issues that we really think are important moving forward so that we can express that to the DEP.
all right.
It's okay, Ben, stop it.
Give him a cookie, Bobby, give him a cookie.
Oh, I should, but they're delivering furniture across the street or something.
Oh, all right, that'll get him excited.
He's in the front window doing his watching.
He's gonna get Hank on in a minute.
Maybe you should just buy him a new doggy bed. That's probably what he's seeing out there. And,
Yeah. Well, he's in his, as I call it, his comfy bed now.
Okay. let's-
Hey, quiet, not.
So do we, at this point, with what we've talked about, do we want to hang out a couple dates to the DEP on that third week? Or do we want to wait until we've actually sat and met?
I think we should look at the document first.
I think I still have that in an email that Bill sent us.
Yeah, I can
If I
resend
don't-
it Thursday, just to be sure.
Paul, where are you at?
Well, I don't know. I just don't want to leave the DEP hanging. There's a risk reward here. Do we tell the DEP that, we'd like to do a Zoom meeting on, Donna, you said Tuesdays or Thursdays afternoon after
1:30 or later
1:30 or later?
on Tuesday and Thursday, but of course Monday is fine too. Yeah, maybe, yeah, I wonder if you should give them dates just to get, I don't know.
Well, yeah,
I don't know. I mean, how quickly would they be able to meet?
They, believe it or not, when I spoke to Bob last week, he was looking at this Thursday.
Oh, geez, okay.
He says, "Oh, geez, if the board's meeting Tuesday, why don't we set it on Thursday?" So they're pretty much
Wow.
ready to roll. They
Oh,
want
I
to give the
guess.
church again as much time as possible to make a decision.
So maybe after you guys meet on the 14th, you can say, okay, well, now we got a handle on it, and then schedule, email them on the 14th to schedule for the following week.
If they contact me, I will tell them that we're reviewing the document on the 14th, and we'll
Yeah.
plan on set up a meeting in that third week of December.
I was just going to say,
Yeah,
I
that
think that
sounds good.
approach is reasonable enough to let them
Yep.
know that we'll get back to them, but it'll be that third week.
Yep.
And okay, that's good. That's real good.
Okay.
Merry Christmas to somebody.
It's the clock. It's a little too late.
Yeah, huh. Oh, well.
You gotta reset it. It says it's 7 o'clock on that one.
Tell Kristen.
Well, it took the number one Christmas carol this year 60 years to get there. So I don't know if anybody's been following the news, but it was not Peggy Lee. I don't know.
Rocking around the Christmas
Christmas
tree
tree. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
from Home Alone.
All
That's
right.
on a little bit this time of year.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. I guess we can move on to the next thing. EDS survey, Jamie Terry.
Again, I might have forwarded that to the board. Don't know if anyone's taken a peek at it. If not, I can
I
forward it
haven't.
again. Haven't heard from her. She she threw it out there hoping to hear back, but I'm not sure many people responded. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
know
we'll
I
hear
did
from
not.
her.
Is that just the one where it says, Paul's still alive, I'm still alive?
No, this was a survey. I think a quick few questions, but I don't think. I mean, I've kept her informed on the contact info, but I think this is an actual survey. But again, I can search for that Thursday and send it out again.
Okay.
All right. We have a permit transfer.
Yeah, that lot 1161 Lancaster Road was Chris Hansen.
Our favorite piece of land.
Yeah, Savoy Modular Homes bought it, so they are transferring the permit into their names.
Oh, yeah.
And if you've been by there, they've begun the access road for the drill rig for the
Yeah,
well.
I have seen that.
I haven't got up there, no kidding.
Are we that's something we have to vote on, Bill?
Well, it's just again, if we were meeting in person, I'd have a permit with the new owner's name. You'd sign it. If the board's okay with the transfer, I will draft a permit and sign it for the board.
Yeah, well, Savoy Homes has been around. They're a real entity, so
Yep.
I have no issues with that.
I have no issues.
So yeah, you can move forward with that, Bill, as you can.
Will do. And then the last item is a 67 Ball Hill Road inspection report, which was a pass.
Okay.
We lost Sue.
All right, I'm taking notes. Paul, did you get that email from the select board tonight?
Yes. Yes, I
Okay,
did.
is that something that needs to be talked about or not? I mean, I have no idea. They sent it to me too. And I forwarded it to Sue. Bobby, did you get that one?
I
It's
haven't seen it yet. But I
65 Walnut Street. I mean, I don't,
I,
Oh,
It's
yeah,
the-
no, that's I think, good news for the owners of that property as well as the town. That
Oh,
basically what
yeah.
it's saying is there's no hazardous waste issues in the ground.
okay, so
So-
we don't need to, okay.
It was really just a point of information so
Okay.
that we can put that in that file.
Yeah,
Okay.
print it out, file it.
Yep, will do.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave me a copy of that too, I guess.
Did you get the email?
I
Oh,
didn't see it this morning.
I got it at my,
It came late this afternoon.
yeah, I got it I don't know when I looked, it came at 5:26 PM.
Right, yeah.
Um,
It's a former Tolman property, Bill.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
you didn't get it. Do you want me to forward it to you or just print it out Monday?
I'd rather grab a hard copy next time in, or I'll search for it. If it's on the Board of Health computer, I'll look for it
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yep, it's there.
Yeah, it did go to the board.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Bill, anything else on your end that we should be aware of? You saw that Jay Teach had sent me an email
Yes.
relative to 11 Carter, and then I was unaware, didn't remember that he's involved in a property on Crosby.
240 Crosby. Yep, I printed his email and put it in the file because it did indicate
Okay.
that he does plan on doing the Title Fives.
Yeah, when I talked to him in person, he figures that's gonna be a total redo on 240. He said they've hit a nice layer of clay and they're just gonna have to keep doing some digging there.
Yep.
240.
He talked to me about that property, and it sounded like it might be a new system, but we don't know what's there, if it's
Right.
working. But if he just plans on a new system, then it really wouldn't even need a Title V. So if that's his
Right.
intention, he just needs to let us know.
And he told me that he's not really gonna get into it till springtime.
It's
So,
fine,
yeah.
as long as it's on the radar.
Yep. it
I
is.
noticed he had stalled on that a little bit, Billy. He was going to town and then it
Yeah.
kind of stalled out.
Yep.
But
Well, he shifted gears to Carter Street because he
Yeah.
was doing the finishing touches on that because he was transferring ownership to his daughter of 11 Carter, the three
Oh,
families.
yeah.
So, and he thought that would have been happening this past weekend. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I
that's
see
where
he
he's been
was,
that's where he's been putting his efforts.
I see he was fixing up the old footings to the old garage that was up there.
Well,
right.
he was creating parking spaces. It's
Right, right.
3 apartments and he was looking to
Yeah,
get 6 or
so
8
it looks
parking
like-
spaces there.
You remember there was
He
another
turned up a
garage?
couple old carved gravestones
Oh,
in his work there. Evidently, once upon a time, the guy that lived at that property, probably certainly a different building, was in the monument business, and these are a couple of gravestones that were either practice or left over or whatever, and he uncovered them while he was doing his work there.
No
And I
kidding.
know
Yeah.
June from Historical is kind of dug into that a little bit, so.
Yeah. Huh. I know Bill Sawyer owned it for many years, and I don't know who owned it before him. Michael's Uncle Bill.
Hmm. Okay.
And before that, I don't know.
And doesn't really involve Bill, but new business, we just need to pick a January date where we will be changing transfer station hours on Thursday. Now, we can
Yeah.
deal with signs down there, but it's something we're also gonna have to put online.
Right.
Give townspeople plenty of notice. I mean,
So it's a
Yeah.
Thursday.
it's become apparent people don't read signs very well.
They
Yeah,
don't read,
So,
period. I
what?
said they don't read,
Yeah,
period.
they really don't. They really don't.
Right.
Why don't you pick January 4th?
Uh,
All right, you don't like that date. What date do you like?
I'm just thinking to give it another week or two extension so that, because it really doesn't matter much to us. I know it doesn't really matter to Stan. I just want to make sure that we pick a date where we can. We've had some length out there in terms of notifying people because somebody's going to miss it no matter what date, no matter what we do.
yeah.
And what are the hours again gonna be?
Um,
Was it 2 to, was it 1 to,
2 to 7.
all right, 2 to 7, okay. Cause I'll,
Yeah,
When we-
typical 5 hours, but
Right. Okay, 'cause
change from.
when we get the actual January date, I'll work with Dee to get it on the front page. And also on the transfer station page, but she can also put it on, I guess, social media.
Right.
And now what about
I don't
those
know,
like
we may wanna,
reader
we-
boards or whatever those things are?
yeah, we may wanna put it in the item as well. I don't know, you know,
Would
I
that
don't
be
get
under
that.
a public notice?
public note, I guess.
I don't even know how to get in touch with the item anymore. I'll have to look
Yeah.
into that.
Hmm.
All right,
See, today's the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm thinking January 11th,
okay,
which
All
is a
right.
Thursday. Second Thursday of the month.
okay, so are we pretty much gonna go with that or double check with Stan?
No, Stan's okay with that.
All right, then I'll talk to Dee when I get in Monday and see what we can start putting at least on the town's websites
Okay,
Sounds
and
Yeah,
good.
social media.
And I'm still waiting to hear from BP relative to new rates, because I believe the rates we have really expire the end of this month.
Oh, boy,
Mm.
okay.
And they've never sent us a makeup bill for those other things, Donna, and
Good.
as far as I'm concerned, that's on them.
Yeah, no, June was asking because we did encumber a big amount just in case.
Oh, we did, okay.
Yeah, just to be safe. So it's there.
Well, I
you
think,
know,
I
if-
think what I may do is I may give them a very short window where they either submit the bill or they have to walk away from it. No sense letting us dangle and have June dangle. I mean,
Right.
just,
Yeah. I mean, they may have forgotten about it too.
it wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise
Yeah.
me. I'm also going to talk to them about getting a firm quote on equipment service and maintenance. Our compactors should be getting maintained down there. And frankly, I don't think there's anybody on board currently that knows exactly what that should be.
Mm,
And maybe we hire them to come and do that and train highway. Bobby, maybe you can kind of watch so you can pass it on to Stan and guys. But the more we go on down there, I mean, I was there, Stan's son was graduating from college on Saturday, so I covered from 1 to 4, and I really did not sit for a cumulative total of any more than 5 minutes. So it's just busy because you need to make sure people are throwing things in the right place. They're not getting rid of things fee items that we're not collecting. Um,
Cold
so
weather.
finding,
brings
finding
on-
time to maintain the equipment.
Mm.
And I haven't talked to Fred at Highway, but I wouldn't think that they're flushed with extra time either. But that's a
Yeah, especially in the
conversation I'm
winter.
sure Kristen and the
Oh.
select board would want us to have, so I'll have it.
Fred was gonna speak with Kristen about the town trash, but I went up there
About
with bags
about what, Bobby?
about the trash barrels at the center.
Oh, okay.
I thought I went up there with bags the other day and believe it or not, Fred and one of the helpers had just emptied it. I mean, he said, I thought it was Halloween decorations in there. And it was just almost full of bags of dog fishies,
Oh,
you know, the green bags.
no.
Mm.
I thought it was great paper. So I had
Well,
gloves and stuff.
I have
So he's
noticed,
gonna speak with her.
we have a lot of newcomers in town up on Highland Street, and I see them walking their dogs and
Yeah.
walking themselves a lot, which is fine. And, you know, there's just changes that come with that. So,
Oh,
oh,
I agree. He was gonna speak to her and see, and June maybe, and see if anybody was getting paid before to empty it, or, you know, how it was working before.
When,
Mm.
Phil Wilworth, took over the route, the Center Barrels and the Recreation Department, each paid Phil for doing the trash pickup.
right.
But when he stopped doing that, it just kind of went by the wayside.
That might come out of community preservation money, because it's preserving the center common, you know?
Well, I saw McHugh yesterday emptying the barrels around the town commons.
Oh, so maybe we can
And
get
so
him
maybe
to-
something has been struck there. I'm supposed to meet with
Yeah.
Kristen on some other things. I'll ask her to see what's going on there.
Yeah.
I have one more thing to ask about. Does anybody have any other issues?
Only thing was, if we're gonna lose Bill, how much are the cookies this year, Bill, per box?
They're up to $6 a box.
Okay, so I owe you 12, okay.
Yeah, I filled out the form today for you. Anyone interested, there's a form at the table in the break room.
And there
Thank you
there
so
are three
much.
less cookies per box this year too. No,
Yeah.
I gotta squeeze it somehow. Sue,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
do you have any update or info relative to, I'm not sure I'm saying this right, Skylink?
Starlink, right?
Starlink.
Starlink,
I-
yeah.
I was thinking about, I gotta get back on that. I'm gonna try to contact them and see, you know, if I can talk to an actual person.
Yeah, that would be nice. Good luck with that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, between accounting saying, no, you can't do it on a credit card, we need an invoice. And Starlink on their website says you have to use a credit card.
June said we can't use a credit card?
Well, June says the town is not gonna issue the Board of Health a credit.
Oh, no, I understand that. I mean, I've got a low budget credit card, you know, we can put it on my credit card and I would presume I could get reimbursed. But it's a convenience thing that I really think we need to make happen before spring
Okay,
or by spring anyhow.
let me try to contact them.
Okay.
You know, I'll fill out their, you know, contact me information box and see what happens.
You don't have Elon Musk's private number?
Yeah, go on Twitter. I mean X, whatever that
Yeah,
thing is.
yes, whatever it is. Z.
Yeah, I used to have a Twitter account, and when it all changed, it's like, nope,
Yeah.
unsubscribed. Didn't need that.
Okay, anybody with anything else? Any new business, comments, whatever?
Nope.
But I didn't realize that Mr. Halfpenny, Fred Halfpenny had passed. He passed 2 days before Bev's father, and they have sold that house to the daughter-in-law. And I think Curtis Title V that last week or the beginning of this week. So you might, that's 2 houses down from me, Billy. So I'm sure that'll pass. It's not that old, but
Oh,
it went to a Thurber.
Pleasant Street?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, the
Went
one
to-
up there next to Seslick up on the hill.
Yeah, to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
I-
Paul Wheeler's doing that. Or did that.
yeah, they did,
Yep,
they did it the other day. I saw him up in there
yep.
and then I met the new neighbors, actually. Their dog came over and I went over and he was loading, he's got a little Kubota tractor and, he seems like a very nice, he's moving from Vermont down to here. I was gonna say, what, are you crazy? But I didn't want to say, I don't know. I guess it's, Fred's either daughter-in-law or sister-in-law or something like that.
Okay, we, well, it was in the paper, so I'm sure it went through the bank, but I'm sure there's gonna be a Title V for the old Beto house on Carter Street.
Oh, yeah, that already went through, that passed.
Did it?
Right.
Okay, I
Bill-
didn't see that.
I think,
All right.
Billy, we already, the one
I'd
across
need
from
an
the garage.
address.
It's something, it's not 68 Carter. It's right across from Wheeler's garage, but it was cesspool and I think it was a pass, Billy.
Well, if you get the address, just text me. I'll take a look.
Yeah, well, it went to the Henry Pacific's son, Travis.
Travis bought it, yeah, but we're just trying to, whoever bought it, we just want to make sure we get the Title V's done.
Correct.
So-
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
If I see him, Billy.
Yeah.
All right, everybody have a good night.
Thank you.
Do I
Good
hear a
night, Sue. I'll
motion?
see you Thursday.
Yes.
All right.
Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'll second that.
All right, all in favor? Sue,
Aye.
Bobby,
All right.
Paul, I as well. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
night.
Have a good
Night.
night.
Good night.